Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil, and yes, I stumbled over that intro because I've been so used to doing Flight Academy recently, but this is not Flight Academy. Unfortunately, that is over for the season. We have a regular game for you today. We've got myself versus Wes in an 50-point X-Wing Alliance game here. It's our first chance of actually getting 50 points down on the table because we were in the midst of Flight Academy at the time when it landed. So really happy to try out the new points and see how this goes. Our scenario for this game is Ancient Knowledge, and it is going to be 75 minutes, first to 50 points, or 12 rounds, whichever comes up first. Those overlays have just switched over, so they're the right way around, so let's run through those lists. Wes is running Empire, I am running some Rebels. Wes has got Duchess in the TIE Striker with Skilled Bombardier, Cluster Mines and Hull Upgrade. Cheeky little 5-hull ship there. Major Vermeil in the Reaper with Elusive, Minister Tour, Captain Hark and Stealth Device. An interesting choice to stick Stealth Device on there, I do like it. We got Lieutenant Karsabi in the Alpha class Star Wing with fire control systems, multi-missile pods, munitions failsafe, OS1, arsenal loadout, and the advanced Proton Torpedoes. Yrica Quell in the TIE Fighter with Afterburners, and rounding off the list, another ship we don't see very often, Double Edge in the TIE Aggressor with fire control systems, Dorsal Turret, Cluster Mines, Tiber Saxon, and Munitions Failsafe. So interesting set of ships there, some good maneuverability, some good firepower. Going to be fun to see how they get on. But Wes is up against myself, and I have got what I'm calling the BBBTT list, which is 3 B-Wings with Gina Moonsong, with Marksmanship, fire control systems, proton cannons, and stabilized S-foils. 10 Num with Marksmanship, proton cannons, and stabilized S-foils. You might see a pattern here. Braylon Stram with Marksmanship, fire control system, proton cannons, and stabilized S-foils. We've got Ezra Bridger in the TIE Fighter with Brilliant Evasion, Targeted Computer, and Shield Upgrade. And rounding the list off, we've got Captain Rex also. He's got Squad Leader, Targeted Computer, and the Precision Ion Engines. So, going to be really fun to see how these two lists get up against each other. Ancient Knowledge is a fantastic scenario, so really excited to play this as well. Going to be... I tell you what, we had some fun when playing this game, just looking at the points and being like, right, okay, so that's half points there, that's... How many points, sorry, do you get for that? It kind of blew our mind a little bit. But it's going to be a fun game, wondering where Wes is going to concentrate. Obviously, those B-Wings are going to be worth a fair few points over there. I mean, looking at it, Gina and 10 Num both 11 points apiece, and Braylon being 12. There is a good chunk of points over there, and not very many evade dice as well to protect those points. I mean, say that Rex and Ezra, between them, they're 16 points. There's still quite a lot to chew through there as well and score some big points. But is it going to come down to mainly ship kills, or is it going to be just dancing around each other? We are going to have to see. But it is really nice to have a regular game back on the table. We love Flight Academy, but sometimes it's nice to get full lists down there. So with obviously the new point system coming up, writing this, it's presented its own challenge there. It's quite difficult. Back when you got so used to those 20 points, you knew sort of, right, these ships at this point, I know I can do this, I know I can do that. So we found it a little bit tougher to write lists, but I'm curious, guys, if there's anything that you want to see flown on the channel, any specific ships or combinations, let us know in the comments, and we can look at trying to put together those lists and flying them on the table and seeing how we get on with them. Always really good to hear what you're excited to fly and what you want to see on the table. But so far, looking at the table as it stands, very cagey from myself, not really committing myself too far forward. I'm keeping those TIE fighters back a little bit. Really, I'm hoping to snag Ancient Knowledge with them next turn and just get that in the bank so I can start getting some scoring on the board. Those B-Wings, obviously, I want to keep them quite close together. They're going to pack a real punch if I can get that bullseye in. And with Gina's ability, that plays really nicely off the stress buoys. So for Gina, at the start of the engagement phase, you must transfer one of your stress tokens to another friendly ship at range 0 to 2. So not having to worry about trying to trigger the stress on Braylon or 10, as if I don't get it on both or I don't get it on either, they can still have a stress, which obviously it's going to ideally be going towards 10 because he can use the stress like a focus. But obviously having the rerolls with Braylon is also really nice. But looks like so far Wes is deciding, yes, I want to see if I can start chewing through those B-Wings. Do we have any... Ooh, we have a cheeky little shot here from Rex into Karsabi. That Alpha Wing doing that slam to get a bit further across the board. Really good scoring ship, that one, I think. Got some good potential, but that's spending the focus 2 hits already. And I do apologise about the focus on the dice there. We'll work on that for next time. We'll get that a bit tighter up for you, but it's still clear to see 1 shield down on Karsabi there, so first turn, we never really expect much to be happening there, but getting a little cheeky bit of damage and a suppression onto Karsabi is a good start. But I'm interested to see whether we're going to see Duchess zoom up along the top of there as well to look to try and catch those B-Wings, or if she's going to think, actually, I've got 2 TIE fighters there, I don't like the look of that, so we're going to have to wait and see where they end up going in just a moment. But initiative is down in my side. Obviously, we do have we've got quite a few clashes across the board, actually. So there is the Ancient Knowledge from Rex as anticipated. Looking back at that, could have possibly done Squad Leader back to Ezra for him to do that, but all depends on whether Ezra would still be in range there to capture that. But getting that before anyone else, it was going to be a tough one for any other ship to get, but always, again, you want to be scoring as early as possible. You don't score as many points now, but you do still score a decent amount. We were having this discussion on the night about the way scoring works now, where it's 2 points for holding 1 or the same as your opponent, 4 points for holding more than your opponent, and how that's obviously doubled, but the points you play has gone up 150%. And obviously the maths on that, like before, if you were scoring the 2 points, you were scoring 10% of the total to win. Now, if you're scoring 4 points, it's, I think it was like 8%-ish that you're scoring there. So you're not scoring as many points towards the win. But again, those points can quite quickly add up. So it's still worth grabbing those objectives, especially with Ancient Knowledge. Ooh, spicy there from Karsabi. He is just turning straight in. Does he stay there and try and absolutely blast away? He's got the multi-missile pods. He could get a nice shot in there on Rex. He's got the suppression, so if he shoots into Rex, that means it's not going to suffer the -1 dice. He could probably survive that. He's going to shoot before Rex, so he could take out Rex before Rex even gets a chance to go, but that is very aggressive there from Wes already. Oh, but looks like we might... Okay, it looks like he's actually just going to slam through. Is that going to be an attempt to try and score next turn? Because obviously Ancient Knowledge has already been taken, and you can't do it off the back of the slam anyway. But interesting position for Karsabi to get in. If he had a device on there, that would be really brutal. But he's got those multi-missile pods, so maybe he's going to try and turn around. Could swing up the board and try and get in behind those B-Wings later. But, I mean, it's a nice position because it's basically Rex and Ezra had a really good shot of slamming through. Now they don't have that shot there. And looks like currently Rex only really has double edge in range and in arc. But Braylon is banking in, looking to get that target locked in there. Ideally would have loved to have gone out on Vermeil, but I think it was just out of range there from what we saw. So going in on double edge. Now let's have a quick look at double edge actually, because again, we don't see the Aggressor all that often at all. I mean, having a ship on the Empire side that can actually take turrets is just a rarity. But double edge, so TIE Aggressor, 2 attack, 2 evades, 4 hull, 1 shield. Initiative 2, got a decent action bar as well. Focus, target lock, barrel roll to evade, and rotate. Now, he's obviously got the dorsal turrets and cluster missiles on there. After you perform a turret or missile attack that misses, you may perform a bonus attack using a different weapon. Bearing in mind you've got 3 weapons on there, you've got pretty good coverage there. So that's quite a nice little ability on there. Now, he's obviously got, as we said, Tiber Saxon on there. After you perform an attack at attack range 1 to 2 that hits, if the defender has no face-up damage charge, you may spend 1 or more charge. For each charge you spend, the defender gains 1 strain token. That could be really painful on the B-Wings. It is a bit of a shame that Double Edge is flying at initiative 2, so that's after pretty much everything has gone. But if that ship was wanting to do some forward turnaround move, it could sort of put you in mind and go, oh no, I want to clear that strain. So that's quite an interesting one on there. But it'll be fun to see how Double Edge does. And at 9 points, you got quite a bit of bulk there for quite a cheap ship. But there's Tendum and Gina moving up into position with Braylon there, forming that blade line of B-Wings. Absolutely love to see it. It's nice to fly B-Wings again. It's been such a while since I've flown them. And I was chatting lists with Ben the other day, and I do have a bit of an obsession with using proton cannons. If I see a ship that has 2 cannon slots, I'm always just so tempted to whack on the proton cannons. 5 points for proton cannons. Dirt cheap. Yes, you can only use them every other round. Yes, you have to be in bullseye. But line that up. Get that shot down. Oh, it is brutal, especially if you're able to trigger it with the S-foils on the B-Wing as well. So if they're open, double tapping with regular and proton cannon is just brutal. So much fun if you can get that to trigger. A real shame that Braylon doesn't have a lock on Vermeil right now. But Duchess is doing her ailerons. And, oh, is that an aggressive 2-bank in? No. That's actually a 2 sloop. That is very risky. Oh, so close to being in Rex's arc there. That's really dangerous from Duchess. She does have the hull upgrade, but if she is still there, that's cluster mines. I've really got to hope that Ezra and Rex are able to take out Duchess. Otherwise, that's some cluster mines coming in, and I do not like the look of that. But start the engagement. There we go. Gina is passing her stress token. She's passing it over to Braylon there. So he'll be able to re-roll up to 2 of my dice whilst defending or attacking. And getting the bigger ruler out just to see, do I catch that bullseye with Gina? I really want those rockets to work, but no, looks like we are not in bullseye. However, where's ever the lovely guy that he is just double checking it. His exact words were, I don't want you to have bullseye, but I also don't want you to miss out on it if you do. So he actually double checked for me. Unfortunately, no bullseye onto Vermeil. That would have been incredibly tasty to get bullseye with 2 ships in a turn on that medium base. See what we can do. But stealth device is on there. Obviously, like the addition of Minister Tour to give the reinforce if you're damaged. But let's see what Gina can do with an unmodified range 2 shot. That's a hit crit already. As Vermeil build is very defensive. Stealth device, Minister Tour, and Elusive on there. Ooh, focus evade. Does he elusive? Does he spend the focus? He spends that focus. Probably the best option. It means you got elusive for later, and you're definitely keeping your stealth device, because if you elusive that to a blank, that would be really, really unfortunate. But initiative is in my hands, so we're going with 10 num next. That is a crocodile there, so 2 hits. Oh, again, the focus evade. Gonna have to spend elusive this time. Straight back into a focus. That is 1 shield, but more importantly, stealth device down. Now, here comes Braylon. He does have bullseye. He does have marksmanship. It is all about the proton cannons here. 4 dice straight down the middle. This is why Ted and Gina went first. Re-rolling for Braylon. So that is 3 hits and a focus. Proton cannon up to a crit. Marksmanship up to a crit. Hit, crit. Definitely going to be... Oh, it's all going through. Shield, hit, crit. Half points on Vermeil. That's 6 points. And the first crit is a disabled power regulator, and that second crit is a damaged engine. Ooh, Vermeil is not having a very good time there. He's lost all of his defensive capabilities, essentially. No stealth device. Elusive has already been used. Fortunate for Wes, though, no more shots are going to be coming through from those B-Wings, so Vermeil will survive this round, but he is in a pretty unfortunate place right now. But looking down the list, it is going to be Vermeil's chance to see if he can get a little bit of revenge back on these B-Wings, see what he can do. Now, Gina and Ted are probably the obvious options. Neither of them have any modification capabilities. I would say Gina, whilst Braylon is the more points by 1, I think taking Gina out is actually going to be quite a good idea, because her ability to pass that stress over frees up Ted and Braden so much on what they can actually do. So they can then go in and do a focus, get a target lock. But it is going at Gina. It is 2 hits. Vermeil utilising his ability there. Oh, that was actually going into Braylon there instead. So 2 shields down on Braylon, but Vermeil utilising his ability while you perform an attack. If the defender does not have any green tokens, you may change one of your blank or focus results to a hit. And that is Ezra going into Duchess. Hit, crit, spending the force, 2 hits and a crit into Duchess there. This could be quite nice. Probably not going to be enough to take her out, but could soften her up nicely for double evades. It is just the crit on Duchess, which is a loose stabilizer. Strikers don't like that. They like to be maneuverable, and especially considering most of their blues are within the banks, that is not going to be fun there. But that striker is in a great position. But moving down the list, it is going to be Yrica next, going into one of the B-Wings. Couldn't quite see there from... So got the ancient knowledge. I think going back into Braylon focuses, could spend ancient knowledge, but in all honesty, probably better to save it. You've got 2 there. You're going to score 4 points. Yeah, he's saving it. So let's see. Does Rex have a shot on Duchess? No. Duchess is going to be there, lined up perfectly to get that cluster mine. So we'll see how much damage that does. But we are going to get a shot over into Double Edge. Ooh, double hit as well. The red dice are being quite brutal today. But the green dice are working just as much magic. And now let's see if Double Edge actually does have a shot. It's going to be really tight on that main arc there. No, just out of range of the dorsal turret, and it is just out of arc on the regular shot there. So Double Edge scoring some good points in the middle of the board, not getting any shots off, but taking a commanding position there. But again, all interest is going to be down on that bottom right-hand corner of the screen. How effective are these cluster mines going to be? Duchess does have Skilled Bombardier on there, but is not going to need Skilled Bombardier in any way. It's going to get all up close and personal, though, at the top, though, as well, with those B-Wings and Vermeil. Wes has initiative as well, so he can utilise Yrica and Vermeil to be a real roadblock for those B-Wings. But let's have a look at the cluster mines. So we've definitely got a hit for the first one. Let's just get that template in there to see. I think the second is going to land there. So we've definitely got 1 on each of Ezra and Rex, and it's up to Wes. Where does he trigger that middle one? So it's going to be 2 on Ezra and 1 on Rex there. So on Ezra, it's 2 hits, so that's... Well, it's cocked, so we're going to re-roll that. So it's 3 hits onto Ezra, so that's shield, hit, hit. Ezra is half pointed. Thank goodness for that shield keeping him up though. But that is 4 big points there for Wes for Ezra. So already leveled the game up quite a lot there. Thankfully no crits. Obviously just having a look at my sheet up there to see how many points that does actually give Wes. Again, still not very familiar with the points cost here. And 1 hit on Rex should be going down on there. But not a bad cluster mines there. Without that shield upgrade on Ezra, that would have taken him out, and that would have been huge. But I loved it. That dangerous sloop in, drop the cluster mines, very risky, very good play though. But looks like Double Edge is coming in. He really, Wes does not like having those TIE fighters there. He wants to be the only one with ties on the board. It's a little bit rude of me to take ties, so he wants to get rid of them. I am also really interested to see where Karsabi goes as well. What direction is he going to go in? Is he going to try and get up to support Vermeil and Yrica against the B-Wings? Or is he going to see if he can just swing back round into those ties? I really don't know. It's really tough. But Rex is going to go up first. It's not a bad position. There is right in the cluster missile danger zone there for Double Edge. He's going to want to move out of the way there. If he sticks there, I can almost guarantee that Ezra is going to get hit with it as well. But got the barrel roll coming in. Going back. Maybe I've just completely missed it. There's a dorsal turret on there. Forward, I probably would have still been in range 1 though. So, but I'm out of that forward arc. So, no chance for double shot actions there from Double Edge into Rex. But here comes Karsabi. He is going to round. Will it be a slam round as well? Will it be a slam hard or will it? No, he's capping that objective. Great play. Great play there for Karsabi. I do think that's good. What is Yrica doing? She's just putting herself right in front of those B-Wings. There looks to be just enough space for the 1 forward. That gun line could 1 forward still and unleash some serious hurt, but gonna have to wait a moment because we just need to mark up Duchess and move Ezra, who is doing the 3 bank, hoping to undercut Duchess. Oh, I'm looking at it. I think a 2 would have been better. A 2 would have been better there. But Duchess could be going fast. She could be going fast. She can't ailerons because she's got that stress, but she could be going quickly. So still hope there. But Vermeil, I will say I hope that was an attempt at the ailerons there. But that not going to be able to fit the ailerons. I'm now really concerned about what the actual move was. If that would have been the ailerons, was he having the ailerons there and then trigger the actual move off that? I believe it looks like Wes might have misread the order of movement there. So yeah, it looks like it was supposed to be a 1. He was hoping to 1 bank and double 1 bank round there, but that is going to be a bump into Yrica. Didn't see what was rolled, if anything, for that bump. Going to assume that there was no damage there. But Tendam has turned away, just assuming that there was going to be too much action in there for him. Raylan following suit. So having to disengage from Vermeil there, which is a real shame. Would have loved to have stuck in there and tried to take Vermeil out, but I think maybe the one forward could have fit. But Gina is not. Gina's going to have to readjust what she was thinking about doing, so I don't know where she's going to end up. But let's have a look. The 3 forward. Oh, it's not going to clear. The 2 bank would have been much better. Ezra is in a bit of trouble here. He could. We're just checking it just to be 100% sure, but no, that is. And then just using my templates, the thinner acrylic as opposed to the old FFG one. So, yeah, absolutely not fitting through there. That's a really nice position for Duchess because no one has a shot on her, and she does have a shot into Ezra. It's an unmodified shot, but Ezra only has 1 health. So Ezra could go down quite easily there. So that is actually a really good space for Duchess to be. And Gina was looking to follow suit with the B-Wings and just clear through, but is not able to. Is going to bump into Yrica there. And because that was a 3 bank, it is red, so no chance to take that focus, but does still get that stress token to pass it along to Tendam, which is, by the look of it, giving both ships stress tokens there. So we've got some rerolls and mods for days on those 2 ships. And it is going to be Duchess first. It's only 1. This could do it. No, Ezra survives that. Has not needed to use the force either. So Ezra is still up for another turn. Moving now, it is Gina, range 1, unmodified shot into Vermeil. Has got marksmanship. Wes needs pain. Wes needs 1. That's all he needs. And he gets it. It's a hit crit. No, sorry, it's a double crit. Again, the unfocused dice. So double crit. We have a wounded pilot followed by a console fire. So Vermeil could still go down this turn from that console fire. Let's see what happens when it comes to... In fact, it is going to be Vermeil triggering now. Going to go straight into Gina range 1. Not bad there, because... Oh, nothing from console fire. But he's got Vermeil's ability. He is going to take that 2nd ion token for the disabled power regulator, but he does have Vermeil's ability, so he is going to be able to change one of those dice. Ooh, good job he can change one of them, because that was a very poor roll there. 3 blanks and a hit, changing 1 to a hit with Vermeil, but 2 shields going through onto Gina. These B-Wings are having a fairly good time so far, surprisingly. But we are now. It is Tendam who is up. And he has Bullseye. His S-foils are open. So, range 3 into... Oh, that's a really good shot into Double Edge to start the proceedings. Will one of those get modified by marksmanship? Ooh, 2 hits and a crit into double edge. So that is big damage there. Sorry, a hit and 2 crits. It is a direct hit. Didn't see what that last one was, to be honest. But double edge is down to 1 point, so that's half points on double edge, taking me up to 12 points. Spending that lock. I mean, is it overkill at this point to use a proton cannon in this way? But you've got the option to do it, so why not do it? Spending 2. Yes, I shouldn't have re-rolled that. I should have spent it to change my focuses. I got them a little bit mixed up. But it is hit, crit there. I mean, regardless, there was no way that double edge could survive. Valiant roll there though, 2 evades and a focus, but that is just more pain going in to double edge. So 2 crits, loose stabilizer. Yeah, I mean it's loose, it's floating all over the place, and yes, structure is very damaged. So that's a bit unfortunate for Wes. Double Edge was in a really nice spot there, but just absolutely taken out. And Braylon would have been there to mop up as well. He would have had some shots, but no shots from Braylon now. This time he's out of range of Duchess. So it's basically going to leave now Yrica for the last shot. Just confirming what we've got. Braylon has taken 2. Tendam has taken nothing but has no mods available, so both range 1. Not great. He had the focus. Or is that? Oh no, that might be that's probably the Minister to reinforce there actually that I couldn't quite see from the ship. But big turn there. So 10 points to 19 in my favour after that one. Double edge is down. Vermeil is half pointed. Duchess has taken 1, had an unfortunate, unable to kill Ezra there. But those B-Wings are doing some serious work, and it is back to mine for turn 4. Now again, normally 10 points to 19, you'd be looking at it going, oh, this is game over here, guys. But no, it's first to 50. This is still actually incredibly tight. Ezra goes down, that's another 5 points. Rex goes to half, that's another 3 points. That could bring it almost all the way back up. Duchess is still in a really nice spot. Again, Gina and Braylon, they're only 2 away from half points, and that's 5 and 6 points each for those 2 if you get them down to half. So it's really easy to swing this back. Plus, he's got at least 1 ancient knowledge at the moment and could potentially grab another. So it's definitely not anywhere near over in this game. We've got 22 minutes left, still plenty of time to score points. Like I said, Wes has got me thinking I've got to get Ezra down right now, but Duchess does have to be careful. If she does go in at Ezra, that is a kill box there. Ezra and Rex are right in there. Now, Rex did squad leader Ezra a focus for when Ezra did the K10, so Rex should have a stress on there. That does get rectified a little bit later in the game. We do spot that one, so don't worry. But also Vermeil is in a nice position just to run away a little bit, get out of there and have a bit of free space. Question is, where is Yrica going to go? Where are these B-Wings going to go? Karsabi is coming back round as well, is slamming. Just deciding what to slam. And then also deciding whether to trigger any of the shenanigans there. So Karsabi, after you gain a disarm token, if you're not stressed, you may gain 1 stress token to remove 1 disarm token. So he's taken that stress to remove it, which is quite fun. Then even with the OS1, while you have exactly 1 disarm token, you can still perform missile and torpedo attacks against targets you have locked. If you do, you cannot spend your lock, you still get to shoot. And you've got multi-missile pods on there, which is just absolutely hilarious. So you may spend 1 charge to re-roll 1, to roll 1 additional attack die. If they're in the bullseye, 2. Again, that can be really painful, but that's a nice K-turn there from Yrica. Looking to see where those B-Wings are going to end up. If they're doing something short, Yrica could have some nice shots there. But let's see who is going where. I mean, you know for a fact that Braylon is just going to be doing some form of straightforward maneuver to clear that stress. And it is the 2 forward, which gets him out of Yrica's arc. Absolutely lovely. Flipping that charge and taking the ancient knowledge. Now, what is Tendum going to do? It's a 2 as well. But read that TIE Fighter like a book. 2 K-turn right to the side, out of Yrica's arc. Gets himself the stress as well, so he's got some mods. But that is a brilliant spot to land yourself there. Absolutely fantastic. Obviously, Vermeil is going to be doing his ion move and is not going to be able to clear that, so is just going to bump straight in there. Put the tokens down just so we can make sure we've got the right angle for it. So unfortunately, Vermeil probably would have liked to get a bit further out there, but right now, 10 has choices. He has choices. Does he range 1 Yrica and see if he can score a kill and get 7 points, or does he just go into Vermeil and he get the other 7 points? He's got 2 7-point choices here. Obviously, Vermeil is probably the better one to look at. He's got one hull, 1 of 8 dice. TIE Fighter's notoriously tricky. Where is Gina going to go? Just marking up Vermeil. I was looking for my really nice corner mark token, but for some reason, not in my pack. Okay, so Gina just jumping over Vermeil there. But Yrica still has shots. She's got a shot there onto Gina, and again, Gina's taken 2 already, so it's not bad. Vermeil only got 1 potential ship shooting at him. But Ancient Knowledge trigger there on Gina, so that's 3 Ancient Knowledge on my side. Highly likely to be scoring 4 points this turn, which is going to be quite good. Oh, here we go. Where's Duchess going? Is that an ailerons move before, or is that just a 1 forward, I wonder? Duchess always makes it really awkward because she can choose to ailerons and she can also do it while stressed, so you just never know where Duchess is going to end up. That was just a regular 1 forward. Loose stabilizer has been repaired on Duchess. Duchess, though, that's not a position I would particularly like to be in. Yes, I mean, take out Ezra and you are absolutely laughing. He's got a focus, he's got the force. You don't take out Ezra, that's 2 shots going back at you and you've got no modification, so got to be real careful there. What can Duchess do into Ezra right now? Hit crit, nothing to mod that. And the dice are saying that is 2 bits of paint. That is going to be the force spent. And Ezra lives. This has just got into a bad spot for Duchess. I think that was range 2 there, but Duchess is not going to be happy about that. Let's see. Does... Oh, it's a real tough decision. Take that juicy range 1 shot into Yrica, see what you can do, or see if you can clear out Vermeil. Ooh, turning around and actually looking at Braylon's shots first. Ooh, okay. Braylon deciding not to look at Karsabi, going into Duchess. Spend the ancient knowledge. I've still got 2 more ancient knowledge on the board, so spending ancient knowledge. What can we get in on Duchess here? Oh, those green dice have just played horrible things to... Where's Duchess? Has taken 2. Duchess is half pointed. That's not fun. That's made it so much harder for Wes as well. I didn't even look. Again, obviously I was playing this, but right then I wasn't even thinking about Braylon taking a shot. I was thinking Braylon would look to go into possibly Karsabi and he'd have just 2 TIE fighters into Duchess, but now 3 shots into Duchess. Things have got very tough, and 10 is going towards Yrica. I don't dislike it. But there's a part of me that thinks maybe, just maybe, going into Vermeil could have been better. But I don't dislike going into Yrica, so yeah, there we go. It's going to be 4 dice into Yrica. And again, got that wrong. Should be spend to get 2 there. Which, you know what, my mistake actually works out in Wes's favour there, because Yrica is still up with 1. But half points, those points, that's 8 points there from half point in Duchess, half point in Yrica, 27 to 10. So yeah, obviously, all of you B-Wing fanatics out there screaming at me, 10 spend the stress to change your focus results. Braylon, whilst you're stressed, reroll 2. Yeah. Foolish of me, I got it wrong, and I do apologise. I love these B-Wings, so I should know that. But that's a brutal set of results there. 3 of Wes's ships are in dire straits, and there are still 2 shots to come, but still got the shot from Yrica to come, still got the shot from Karsabi, so we could see some interesting shenanigans here, but it's gonna be Ezra into 2 hits into Duchess from Ezra. 1 evade. Duchess is up with 1. But the next shot is a range 1, going to be from Rex, with what I can only assume is a target lock in there. Unless that target lock is from Ezra and he didn't need it. I don't know. I can't actually identify which one it is on the board. But Yrica is going to go in at Gina. Just the 1. Looks like it was just at range 3, so Gina is going to be absolutely fine. Karsabi has 10 and Braylon. I think you got to go into Braylon. It just makes the most sense. He's got no modifications at all, and he's taken 2 damage already, so you could half point Braylon here. Again, there's also more points. It's 6 points if you half point him. Oh no. Okay, Braylon is down to 1 shield left, so just 1 above half points, but here we go. Can Captain Rex finish off Duchess? Just the one. It's clearly not Rex's target lock then. Oh, that just did not go very well there at all for Wes. Not sure where that modification on the dice came from Rex there, but regardless, a blank focus from Duchess was always going to do it. Huge swing there. I mean, Ezra still being up is so surprising. I know he's got the force. Brilliant Evasion wasn't going to come into play there. That's the console fire roll for Vermeil, so he is still up. But, I mean, Duchess had such potential there. Ezra should have been down at this point. Ezra should have been down. But it's currently 12 points to 35 in my favour. A long road to victory for Wes at this point. Get some good focus fire down, and there are some decent points in there, but it's not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy at all. And there is the realization that when you use squad leader, you are stressed. So luckily, got that before I did an action. Wes getting a bit confused as to why is there so many TIE Fighter dials on the table? Yeah, I was using an Empire TIE Fighter for one of them, and the Rebel TIE dial for the other one, because it was what I had to have. But yeah, those TIE Fighters are now free just to sort of roam around the board, come back in, see what they can do, see how the B-Wings are getting on, but they have just taken out a striker. Well, ignore Braylon's shot a little bit, but they've taken out a striker all on their own. They're happy. Ezra and Rex will be flying back off to the Ghost and just celebrating a really good victory for them there. Yrica. Ooh. Interesting position there, lined up quite nicely. Should be able to get that target lock onto Gina because of her ability. So after you fully execute a maneuver, you may acquire a lock on an enemy ship in your bullseye. That doesn't count as an action either. But that, I do like that. It's any way of getting locks for TIE Fighters is brilliant. There we go. There's the lock onto Gina. So Braylon, one banking right at Karsabi. Braylon is not scared at all. He is absolutely fine with this, but could also be really rude. Lock barrel roll away as well if you wanted. Yep, barrel rolling away. That is just all that Alpha classes wanted to do is just have a bit of a stroll around and take shots where he can, but he's not being given the option there. Now he's going to get shot in the side. And cheeky one forward. Again, got to be careful. Where is Vermeil going to go? Don't want to go in too hard and misjudge it and then not have a shot. Because whilst it's probably not overly necessary to get that shot in on Vermeil, taking Vermeil out would be really nice. And let's see, so that's the... Vermeil is doing the ailerons there. Although that wouldn't be too bad a position, but there we go. Ailerons, and then going quite hard forward. So a one bank would have been perfect for 10 there. Would have got the proton cannons online, but you know what? Still got a shot, so it is okay. And console fire has been repaired. That was the wounded pilot check. No stress for Vermeil there. Gina is doing the one talon roll to come right back at Yrica. Gina is not here to play nice. Passing that token over to Tendum. We have 50 seconds left in the game, so this is going to be the last round of shooting. Gina, range 1 into Yrica, full dice with Marksmanship live. That is likely to do it. All paint here from Yrica, though, will ruin Gina's day. That's not all paint, and there's no ancient knowledge. That is Yrica down as well. So that is a kill for 10, a kill for Gina, a kill for Rex. Braylon has helped out but hasn't got his own kill yet, and neither has Ezra. But you know what? It's good day to be a rebel so far. What can Braylon do at range 1 into... So fire control, 2 hits into Karsabi, 1 going through, so still 1 shield left on Karsabi. That alpha class, okay, it's great to see it on the board. Hasn't scored some good points on the objectives, but maybe should have stuck it out earlier when it had that range 1 towards... And fire control there into Vermeil, spending to turn 2, and that is Vermeil down. So we are going to have the final shots from Karsabi and Ezra just to see can Wes get the kill done. Ezra has got 1 left. He does have a focus, does have the force, is going to survive that there, unfortunately. So not really much that can be done there. Oh, sorry, that was actually Ezra shooting, so that was poor from Ezra. But Karsabi takes no damage. Now it's Karsabi's turn to have a go, see if he can take Ezra out. Or, actually, I have remembered what Karsabi has. Karsabi has multi-missile pods, so he was actually debating. It's a 180 arc. Was debating going into Braylon, but he's actually going into Ezra. I think that's the right choice. Get that kill if you... Ezra said no. Ezra is a very, very lucky pilot. How he survived that, I don't know. But at the end of that game, it's going to end 14 points to 48 in my favour. God, those points almost sound like early 2.0. 14 points to 48 in my favour there. Fantastic game there against Wes. Yes, obviously it's nice to get the win, but you know what? It was really good fun to see what Wes did with those Empire ships. Seeing the Aggressor and the Alpha class on the board as well. Slightly different dice, and that could have gone a very different way. But again, really good fun game. Liking what they've done with the list, liking, again, still loving what they're doing with the scenarios, so great to see. But guys, thank you so much for watching. That's our first game back since Flight Academy. We have plenty more coming up for you in the very near future, so don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.